Chris Mitchell, GMB convener.
John O'Connor, GMB Vice Convener, Branch 40.
On the 28th of August, the GMB is launching their Reclaim the Lanes. And when we look down this lane, you'll see why. Chris, as a convener, can I ask you, what's happening here?
Quite clearly there's a failure by the private waste contractors and a failure by Glasgow City Council compliance officers.
So, John, you're an experienced commercial waste operator. Given the opportunity, our public service, would they make a difference in this lane?
Aye, totally. Could make a big difference. The thing about us is we get a first class service and we'd make sure that you wouldn't have this coming about, because that is just carnage, isn't it? It's no nice, it's horrible.
So, you know, you've touched on why you think this is a failure. Could you expand on what we need to do to get this sorted?
Quite clearly, John, as you can see, the bins are in disrepair. There's holes in the bins. It's a breeding ground for rats. They're just constant containment lying about, which is congealed waste, which is a fair breach of health and safety. Look at this. The bins are outdated.
What could be done about this?
Quite clearly, it needs cleaned up, to be honest with you, John. The contamination in the waste lying about the ground is totally unacceptable. There's people walking by here, now, tourists and everything else, looking at this lane and thinking to themselves, how bad is that quality, the abandoned streets or the abandoned lanes of Glasgow is?
And just to finish, you know, we get our public sector teams in here, we get proper enforcement, we get the sales team in to incentivise these private companies to use Glasgow City Council. We could deliver a first class service. What could we do here? What would the difference that we would make?
Quite clearly, clean the lane up. You could have a nice cafe culture here. You could have nice chairs, tables, bins that are properly used, properly put containment in them. You wouldn't have holes in the bins where rats could breed and feed, and obviously house rats as well. This would be cleaned up.
So we've talked about the need for compliance, etc. What could this be? What's the vision? How could we transform this city?
This lane runs from here to the very back of the Cannon Galleries. It's quite well used, as you can see up the top there, right? But in disrepair, because it's private contractors that use it, and Glasgow City Council take absolutely no responsibility because they call it a private lane. Glasgow City Council provide a top class quality service. Now you'll get your bins emptied every week. You'll have bins that you can put your waste in, the rats cannot eat or sleep, and of course this lane will be cleared. If we clear this lane, we could have a nice traffic culture with chairs and benches. And let's make it clear, it's a hotel next to this. There's people working at the bottom there looking at this. Workmanship walking by going like this is an absolute disgrace. I've heard them speaking. The houses next to this. We can provide a service that will take this away, particularly leading up to the Commonwealth Games.
Just to finish, the Reclaim the Lanes campaign is calling for proper enforcement, proper compliance, but we're asking for Glasgow City Council to incentivise these businesses to use the first class service our members provide to create a thriving cafe culture, a thriving community. We can do it. Reclaim the lanes.